So I'm looking at the Nvidia intraday charts. I traded this earlier today and successfully with some puts. And then I just took a little scalp here, a put scalp as a rejected here and held through this and closed out at here. I thought maybe we'd come down to this anchor VWAP, but then the buyer stepped in there. So I just got out just in the nick of time. And then you have this huge bullish candle here. So, and it looks like a nice cup and handle. Well, you had like a little handle here, here, and now another one here. But you had a buy signal here on the 2-minute and the 5-minute. You had a buy signal, so it kind of told you like, okay, heads up. Not a buy signal, just signals like heads up that here's a signal. Didn't work out. But here, okay, you get a signal. Now you're getting a higher low. If you look at the I also like to use signals in here, Thinkorswim, but here we had a nice signal on the 2-minute. And look how bullish that candle is, closing at the highs. Doesn't close below that candle. So that just kind of gave you a heads up that maybe this is slowing down, this sell-off. And then why I took it short was it came right up to this green line, which is the ATR high, the average true range over the last 14 days, the high there. So I was going in with the intention of this is going to be a scalp, and that's just what I did. And then when I come in here, I'm using these anchored VWAPs, which is what these are, and I find these to be very helpful for controlling risk or managing a position because I draw the lines as well, but I like to think that the anchor VWAP works a little better because you're using price and volume, and it's like thinking about how others are positioned. So first we had the anchor VWAP off of the high here, and it stayed mostly below. I tried to get above there, but couldn't. And then we had once we had this sell signal, then you had an anchor VWAP here. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. So you had this anchor VWAP, and it stayed under. Then this is right here where I got out. Now I should have flipped long, but I only wanted to take one trade. I didn't even want to take a trade. It's almost 2 o'clock. I don't like to trade in the afternoons. But you can see, like, if we zoom in here, buyer stepped in there. So you had strong sellers here. Then buyers are stepped in. Now buyers came in here really strong on that candle. And then this is about as strong as they can get. And now it's about to break out of this cup handle ATR high, closing at the highs with volume coming in. I don't really use the time and sales or the level 2 that much. Rarely ever do I look at. I mean, it's up there. Maybe if it's a smaller cap, I might look at that. But I like to look at the price action on the chart, the price volume action, and I like the anchor VWAPs. I like the levels and all that stuff too. But right now you can say, okay, well now it's going to clear it all out of there, and you could go to a higher time frame with an anchor VWAP, see where maybe you have some resistance, but this is close to all-time highs. But right now it's well above it. You're setting up here. Let's see if it can get above those highs. You got some sellers. See, sellers came in a little bit here. Now, if I were going to take a position here, which I'm not, I would look to go long if we can clear above this high on volume. So you have 99 over the past 10 candles on a 2-minute chart. You've got a 99 relative strength compared to the rest of the market, well, compared to the SPYs. So just as a leading stock today, it's Nvidia, right? I think it's been a monster. So you have volume coming in. So I still like to flip back and forth between these two. I mean, generally I have multiple screens, but I'm trying to show this video, have this video up to show kind of what I look at during the day. TC2000, it runs slow on this computer, so I don't typically use it on this computer, which is an iMac. I have 2 other computers. I have a Windows MSI laptop, which is like a gaming laptop that's supposed to be really fast. It is really fast. And then I have a MacBook Air, which I love. And I run TC2000 on. Honestly, I don't even use the Windows that much. I'm trying to learn DOS. I might start using that and switch things over to DOS and start trading through another broker where I don't have to spend so much in commissions. But anyway, I like to trade by colors. I like the colors are signals to me. It helps me to look at the price action. And then I also like this here to show me. I mean, I've gotten so used to like looking at this. It really it's just reflecting the candles on the chart, right? So this closed at the top here of the volume. Well, it closed at the top of the candle. It's just another way of looking at it, but it also just kind of reinforces like here you might think like, it's still selling off. But having used this so much in my head, if I'm at TC2000 and I don't have this indicator, I'm thinking, oh, look at the buyers are stepping in here. They're really stepping in. Now, you could also look at the level 2 and the time in sales to see that same information. I mean, if you have this and you know how to read price and volume, I don't know. I mean, I think this stuff, there's a lot of hidden crap going on there in the level 2. I think it can work on the small caps, but if this is basically taking everything. It's like maybe a split second delay, but the human eye is only so fast. We can only see stuff so fast anyway. So something that happens here, you might not even pick it up, but this you can read the trend and get a feel for it. I had sellers come in, but it's still lower than this volume here, here, and here. But yeah, it's just not whether it's the overall market, I don't know, but there's just not enough juice here. It seems like for this thing to really fly higher today. I mean, it's basically taking a whole market and putting it on its back. Nvidia. Let's look at the daily chart of Nvidia. And I just hate how slow this is. And I'm trying to work. I'm seeing if I can clean up this computer. If anyone has any tips for that, on an iMac. And how to speed it up for TC2000. I did reach out to TC2000. They said I should re-download the whole thing. So maybe I do have to do that someday. And I've tried it with less charts and whatever. But like I'm using it the same setup and layout on a MacBook, and it runs fast. So I don't think it's having all of the. I know it can slow. The more stuff you put on here, it is going to slow it down. The more indicators, all this coloring and all that stuff can slow down, but. These white dots down here, these are 20 bar highs. So you had a 10 bar low is the light red there. Then the dark red is a 20 bar low. So these are reminders of if you're oversized in a position, you shouldn't be, first of all. But if you're in a position, it's going your way, it's very easy to think and get euphoric and think, oh man, I'm going to make so much money on this. It's going to keep going. But then when you see the signals like, okay, well, here's some buyers stepping in. And now we had low. Okay, now I need to be aware and heads up that maybe it's time to close out this short position if I'm short. So that's how I like to use these indicators. And then if we get a new high in the 252 bar high, the white will flip up to here. I also have another pink sell signal down here, which we did not get any of those. Yeah, we got one over here in the 15-minute. Right there. But that did not confirm with this candle. So I am always tweaking things in here. I love messing around with these, all the different things you can do in TC2000 and Thinkorswim, and creating my own. What I like about Thinkorswim is I basically created my own script to get these arrows in here. Now, of course, nothing is 100%, but that really worked out well today. But you can see here in the 5-minute, I give you a signal, and then that failed, right? So what do? You just, okay, if you took that, well, you had your stop there, you took a small loss. The whole goal is not to lose money. But yeah, it's really just there's not enough juice in the tank right now to get above that ATR high. So anyway, it's 203. Maybe my kind of initial thought is that this, it came back a long way, right? But this is probably a double top. And a lot of times, like intraday price action, you get these bounces, you get these big intraday bounces on stuff, and then the next day it'll continue lower, and that's why I'm still holding this Mara. I mean, I just entered this today. I'm up 19% on it. I could close it out here. I mean, this is a runner position. So I entered here, I closed out there and there, and I had this nice leg down. This green line was a little higher, so this was an anchor VWAP. That's why I closed out there, thinking, in hindsight, we just broke there. I mean, I could have held on more, but really, I like to lock in the gains. So I really should have closed out more here, and then just let. So I took 2,000 shares, closed out 1,000, closed out 500. I should have closed out 1,500 there, and then let the rest ride down. Because you had everybody, look at all this volume you had yesterday, massive volume. I mean, the dollar volume was over 4 billion, and that looks like the biggest dollar volume in recent history. So, everyone's getting in ahead of that Bitcoin approval, which it was a selling news event. Everyone's talking, this was like this trade and Nvidia's breakout this week were like two trades where everybody called it and saw it coming, and they were very obvious trades, and they both worked out. It doesn't always work out like that.